Begin with the number everyone reads first, the big balance at the top of the statement. When Ted Benna built the first modern 401k plan, this is the one figure most people would ever look at. It's the most visible number, so it feels like the score. But a balance is just a snapshot of today. It says almost nothing about what built it or where it's headed. Two people can show the same balance for completely different reasons. The headline number is the last thing the machinery produces, not the thing that controls it. Now, the first quiet number, your contribution rate, the percent of each paycheck you put in. This is the one dial you fully control. The market sets the returns, but you set the savings rate. A small change here compounds for decades, because every dollar added early has the longest time to grow. The statement shows this as a modest line, easy to skim past. It is, in plain terms, the input that everything else multiplies. Now the real driver many people miss. The popular story is that all that matters is how the market does. But the real driver hiding on the page is the employer match. Many plans add money to match part of what you put in, up to a cap. A common illustrative example is a 50% match on the first 6% of pay. That is an immediate return on those dollars before the market does anything at all. Leave the full match on the table, and you are turning down free money the plan was ready to add. What actually decides a lot of the outcome is whether you captured the whole match. Now the number that quietly works against you. The expense ratio. The yearly fee charged by your funds, written as a small percent. It looks tiny on the page, but a fee is a drag that compounds every single year in the wrong direction. Illustratively, a 1% higher expense ratio can cost roughly a quarter to a third of an ending balance over a 40-year career. The fee never feels dramatic in any one year. That is exactly why it's so easy to ignore. The smallest looking number on the statement can be one of the most expensive. Now, a comparison hardly anyone makes. Take your balance and subtract your total contributions. That gap is the part the market grew for you. Everything below the gap is money you saved yourself. Everything above it is the market doing the work. Early in a career, almost all of the balance is just your own savings. Later, if things compound, the gap can grow larger than everything you ever put in. Reading that gap tells you how much is your saving versus how much is growth. Two very different stories behind the same balance. So, why is the statement built to bury all this? Part of the answer is vesting. The money you contribute is always yours, but the employer match may not be fully yours until you've stayed a set number of years. That schedule is on the statement too, quietly. The whole structure traces back to the Revenue Act of 1978, the law that created the 401k. It lives in Tax Code Section 401, Paragraph K. Benefits consultant Ted Benna built the first modern plan around 1980 to 1981 by reading that clause in a new way. There's no villain here, just a design. And reading it closely is how you see what's actually yours. So, tie it together, and here's the answer to where we started. Why is the big balance the wrong number to fixate on? Because the balance is only the output. The contribution rate is the dial you control. The employer match is an immediate return you can leave on the table. The expense ratio is a silent drag that compounds. The gap shows your saving versus the market, and vesting decides what is truly yours. None of this is a flaw. It's the mechanism, the same one that's run since the Revenue Act of 1978. The next time you open a statement, you'll read past the headline to the numbers that actually decide it. This is an explainer of the mechanism, not advice. Every figure here is illustrative, so always verify your own plan. The balance is the headline, not the cause. Read the quiet numbers. That's where the power was.